Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of The FadShow. So today I'm not really actually going to be doing any work. I'm just going to be telling you guys another Saab story. So on the last episode, I redid the interior, or tried the best I could to restore the interior of my Saab 9.3 Aero Sport Combi, and I was pretty happy with the result. I thought everything was looking and feeling really good. I was really happy with the change that I was able to make. I mean, I thought it was pretty significant. I don't know what your opinion of it was, but then pretty much like everything goes with this car. The first time I go to drive it, I was just going to the gym before I went to work. So I drive to the gym, AC's working really good. Go to leave the gym, I'm like, the AC doesn't really feel like it's working too good, but maybe it's just, this is August or July 31st, almost August in Texas, so it's really hot. And the car does have a Freon leak, so I'm constantly charging it, or not constantly, maybe once every month or two I add a little bit of refrigerant to it. So I thought that maybe it just needed charged. So I came home, checked the charge, it was good, which I actually put some stop leak in, which I know you shouldn't do, but I was being cheap. Maybe the last time I charged it, and it's been pretty good since then, where it's leaking a lot less. But anyways, doing some more troubleshooting, and I found that the AC compressor clutch wasn't engaging. I checked obviously all the fuses, the relay, and then I was trying to check voltages for the relay socket. The connector on the side of the compressor looks like a pain in the ass to try and get off with the subframe in the car and everything. So I was just checking the voltage and resistance on it just from the relay connection where it goes out to the clutch. So I guess there is a chance that there's a bad connection between there and the clutch, but I guess that's a risk I'm willing to take because I don't think that would have happened. But anyways, I didn't have any voltage across the two terminal points going to the AC compressor clutch. So I pulled the relay and then checked the resistance there, and of course, or sure enough, there was an open circuit in that loop. So I think that obviously is the cause of why the compressor is not engaging. To go ahead and buy the clutch is like $500 or $600 just for the clutch itself. I guess I could try and find like a used bad compressor or something and pull the clutch out of it, but really I noticed, I think way back when I made like the first video on everything that's wrong with this car, I noticed that the compressor was leaking from the actual compressor casing, which it still is because I cleaned it up when I had the subframe off, and I just checked it the other day with my UV light, and there is some dye on there. So I'm just gonna go ahead and replace the whole compressor, which looks like an absolute pain in the ass. I should have just done it when the subframe was in the car. I couldn't actually find any videos of how to do it or any write-ups on how to do it, so if you have any information, please comment below. It looks like how I would go about doing it though is just removing the front subframe bolts, and I probably have to loosen the rears, but just enough that I can lean the front subframe down just a little bit. And it looks like that'll give you enough room, hopefully, to drop it out, because you can't go forward because the frame rail is, or you can't go that way because the frame rail is there, and then you can't really go back with it because the lube oil cooler and secondary air injection pump is there, so I think it has to go down, but you can't go straight down because the subframe's there. So I think if I can lower the subframe a couple inches, I can slide it out. And then, the flex seal fix, so that didn't work, much like everyone thought, or much like a few people commented. I didn't personally think it was going to work either. I thought I was going to have to RTB it, but actually I did more troubleshooting while I had the car in the garage for a few days when I was doing the interior stuff. I was just like wiping off the transmission casing every day to try and see where it's coming from, and I think what I realized is that it's actually leaking from the axle seal. It's just like very secretly leaking down around like the side of the casing and just kind of ending up at that low point, which is right on the seam. So I think that's where the leak is coming from, not from the actual seam. So I looked at the axle seal, and it looks like the seal is cocked a little bit. So I might be able to just hammer that in and hopefully fix that. If not, I'll have to replace the seal, which isn't too bad to pull the axle. It's probably an hour or two of work. That's pretty much it. It's kind of like the story of this car is every time I get it fixed or semi-working, I'm like excited to start driving it some, then something else happens. But hopefully this will be the last thing, fingers crossed, for a while. It was something I kind of knew was going to come up eventually, so I'm not really surprised. Kind of just kicking myself in the ass for being lazy and cheap and not doing it before when I had the subframe out. but I guess live and learn. So stay tuned for sometime soon. Hopefully getting that stuff done, and I think I'm just gonna really try and like push and get everything done on this car. Where as soon as that's fixed, I'm gonna go ahead and order the Aero lip, and then I'll find a paint shop to paint that. Put the Aero lip in. I guess I'll just go ahead and do the fuel sender in it to get that taken care of, and replace that taillight that's broke, which I have the new taillight right there. I just can never bring myself to spend half an hour probably to do it. So get all that stuff done, and then, I mean, project car's never finished. And the rear main seal that I guess I just am not good with seals. Because I replaced the axle seal, that's leaking, I replaced the rear main seal. I don't think it's actually the rear main seal, I think it's the pan where I did that JB Weld stuff to it. So that's leaking, but it's not bad at all. It's like 1 or 2 drops a night. So I think that's gonna be my thing that I leave wrong. One, because it'd be a pain in the ass to redo that again. And then also, because I totally believe in the theory or whatever for a project car that if you fix everything, then something else breaks. So that'll be my one little thing that I just leave wrong or whatever, so it gives the car some character. It's an old car, it should have something not working. So, this was just an update video. Sorry I didn't actually do any work on it, but more work coming soon on this car, and then I also have some stuff to do on the Cayman. No, I don't have a Cayman anymore. Cayenne. And then also some car news, which I'll cover later as far as changes to the garage. If you notice, the Saab is in a different location than it usually is, so something changed, but I'll bring that up in a later video. All right, thank you guys. Bye.